Alright, what's up guys? My name is Michu. Welcome back to another avatar showcase. So today I'm going to be showing you guys Blackout, my new avatar I've been working on the last 8 months, which is a very long time. Most people don't spend that long on an avatar, but I had a vision with this avatar and I did not want to settle for anything less than my original idea. I really want to put the emphasis, the reason I made this avatar and put so much time into an avatar was not only to make something that I could be proud of, but also to hopefully inspire others to aim high in their own artistic pursuits and make, because I'm just one person, there's so many ideas for avatars and different ideas with systems and weapons. I can't make all of them. So I hope to inspire some other people to really think outside the box, use the new contact system that the avatar dynamic system that VRChat has introduced, and make some really cool stuff. But yeah, this avatar has been the last 8 months of my life, literally. And I'm really excited to show you guys basically how to use all her stuff, all her weapons, and get into her. If you do want to purchase her, the link to her Gumroad where you can purchase her will be in the description below. And if you have any questions, a link to my Discord server will be in the description below as well. There will be timestamps to skip to whatever part of the video that you are looking for. Since this will be kind of a long video, since I have to explain how each weapon works and how to use it, there will be timestamps so you can skip to exactly what part you're looking for. So first, we're gonna be going over the pistol. Now, the pistol is on your leg here on the strap. All you have to do is do a fist gesture while your hand's over it, and it'll go into your hand like this. Now you can shoot it just by pressing the trigger on your controller. It has 12 bullets. As you can see, there's a little indicator on the side there. And when you're out, the slide cocks back and it makes this clicking. And then once you're out of ammo, you grab the mag that's sticking out like this, and it's empty. You can drop it on the floor. It will drop on the floor and it will dissolve away. And then you can grab a new mag off your hip, put it into the weapon, and then grab it like it's a bone and push it in until you hear a click, and then slide the top back, and now you can start shooting again. And you can do it super quick, so if I want to do it quicker, just like that. If you ever feel like not reloading it, you can always just put it right back on your side, pick it up again, and start shooting. A couple different options. You can go gold. You can see, you can go silver. You can also go colored, and there'll be a hue shift for that. For the pistol specifically, the color mode. And you can also turn off the separate attachments. So suppressor can go away, and if you have the suppressor off, it will make a different noise than it having the suppressor on. And you can turn the laser off on the bottom. You can turn the sight off as well. Now, next thing is going to be the grenade. So the grenade is right here on your belt. All you have to do is same thing. Put your hand over, grab. Once it's in your hand, you can toss it from hand to hand, like so. You can spin it on each finger, like that. Now, if you go into your weapons menu, there's a throw mode. You can turn that on. And if it's in your right hand, so I'm going to toss it over to my right hand, and I do an open hand gesture with throw mode on, it will explode just like that, and you can just toss it. So super simple, has real physics, kind of beats for a bit and explodes. It will go back into your hand, and then you have to do a fist gesture, and then you can throw it again. But yeah, super fun. Nice little like fidget toy. I use it all the time when I'm wearing her. And yeah, that is the grenade and how to use it. You can just put it right back on your belt. Now, next thing is personally my favorite part of the avatar is the swords. So I'm going to back up a little bit for this. The swords have a casting animation. In order to do the cast, you have to turn on a toggle in your menu called Katana Equip Toggle. You put up your right hand with an open hand gesture, and you'll see them pop out of the case like this. You put your other hand up, they'll come above you and in front. And now when they're in front of you, in order to grab them, all you have to do is do a fist gesture, like this. And then you can spin them by doing a pointer gesture. So a pointer gesture will spin. And we're gonna get rid of this one. So the left hand can be dropped by just opening your hand. It will drop it and put it back into the case. If you want it back, do a rock and roll gesture. If my index controller wants to, there we go. It will come back. But for now, we're going to keep that one away, the left katana. The right katana has a really cool function, and that is that you can throw it. So if I were to flip it into a backhand mode by simply opening my hand. So now I'm in backhand mode. When you're in the backhand mode, you can throw it at walls, and you can also throw it at people. So if it hits a person, it will go into the person, and it will actually track them. If it hits a wall, it will go into the wall and stick there. So just to show you guys what it looks like when you throw it. And then you do a pointer gesture, and then an open hand, and it will come back to you. And again, if it hits a person first, it will go into the person instead of a wall and do kind of a blood effect. It's really fun to use. Kind of gives me like Half-Life Alyx feel. Sometimes on slanted walls, it will not connect. If it doesn't connect, it's a good example, it will just dissolve after 4 seconds and come right back to your hand. But usually, it's pretty consistent. But that is the swords. Now, I'm going to get my other sword out. Put this one back to normal. And if you want to unequip them, simply turn off your katana equip toggle. They'll fall out of your hands and then dissolve back into the case. And that is how you use the katanas. Now, the last part I want to show you guys is the bike. The bike is a super cool thing that I don't really think I've seen anyone else do in an avatar, but it's 2-in-1, it acts as a follower, but also you can ride it. So first, let me call it in. I'm going to back up a little bit so you guys can see. If I press the call in button on my arm, it will dissolve in and come next to me. And if I move around, as you can see, it follows me around. And if I wanted to stop, press park button, it will now not follow me around. You can pose on it. It'll also be silent so it's not annoying in worlds. And you can unpark it at any time and it'll just start following you again. Like if I parked it and then I walked all the way over here, right? Then I unparked it, it would fly all the way back to me. So yeah. Now, the cool part about this bike is the riding function. Now, the ride, you can only ride it if you're in half body VR or if you're in desktop. The reason you cannot ride it in full body is because there are certain limitations with VRChat that don't allow you to be in animations while keeping your eye level where you'd want it. So full body does not work on the bike, but if you're in half body, you can ride it, and I'm going to show you actually right now. All right, so once you're in half body or desktop, you don't have to do this. This is only if you're in VR. If you're in desktop, you can use a menu just to call it in and go into ride mode. But if you're in VR and you're in half body, there's a hand scanner right here. Make sure you're standing on the bike, and then put your hand on the hand scanner.
Please hold. Identity
When it starts blinking,
Agent Blackout. Welcome.
And now I am riding the bike. You can see my legs are locked into place, so it looks like I'm actually riding. And the wheels turn based on which direction you're going. You just move with your controller. And the faster you go, the faster the wheels go. Pretty cool. And if you want to get off at any point, you just click this stop riding button that's in front of me, and it'll go right back into follower mode. And if you want it to go away, you can click the call in button and it will drive away and dissolve out. All right, now we're gonna go over, so that is all of the cool shit, all of our props and how to use them. That was the funnest part of making this avatar. That was the original vision, and it's crazy that it's all working now. By the way, it is all network synced. If you know what that is, that basically means that other players will see what you see. So you're not doing cool stuff and people are like, well, I can't see what you're doing. Everything is network synced, so everyone will be able to see what you're doing. So you can show all your friends. Now, we're gonna get into the normal stuff, which is just customization toggles and such. You have cybernetic tattoos on her body, as you can see. So that is so bodysuit, you can either turn it off, or you can also go into a half bodysuit mode, which looks like this. And it's kind of just the pants with shorts on, which I like this a lot. And when you're like this, you can turn on a strap top. And there's other toggles like the belt you can turn off. You know, everything can be turned off Shorts. If you so there's certain toggles that aren't supposed to be turned off if other things are on, and certain toggles where if you turn it off, something else will turn off. So for instance, one example of that is the shorts have to be on when you have half of the bodysuit on. So if I had half bodysuit on, but I turned off shorts, it would go back to the full bodysuit. You can see the case kind of goes into her back, and she has cybernetics on her back as well, and on her ribs here. I have the hood up, or I can have the hood. It also uses a constraint so that when you have the hood down, you know, it doesn't follow your head still, which is kind of nice. This mask was probably one of my favorite assets that I made on her, of all of it. That or the glove. This glove looks really cool. But yeah. And this is her face. Should probably show you guys her face. It is the Sissia head, but just an edited version of it. And these are her gestures. Like that. Those are all her gestures. And a couple things about her gestures. If you go into the menu, there is her gestures only work on one hand at a time. I think it's more convenient that way if they only work on one hand at a time. But you can change it to your left hand if you want. By default, it's on right hand. You can also turn off face animations. So don't use the turn off gestures in the normal VRChat menu. Instead, use the toggle that I made, the face animations toggle, if you don't want face gestures to happen. That's just so you can still use your props and all of that stuff, but not have face gestures. Contacts, you have all the normal ones like ass slap, head pat, and there's also a toggle for self-interaction. So I'll show you guys the head pat. She kind of gets angry. You know, she's an assassin. I don't think she'd be all cutesy if you give her head pat. So she kind of gets angry. You see these angry symbols kind of pop out. There is also an eye poke, so if people poke your eye, but that's only if other people do, your eyes will close the closer your finger gets. There's a choke contact, which this one's actually pretty cool. You know, if you want to RP drowning or something like that, wink. And there's like breath that comes out, and she her face gets red. Yeah, you know, if you want to RP drowning, do something cool like that. Yeah, hand slap, choke contact, eye poke, head pat, and ass slap are all the interactable contacts, just basic contacts that you can use on her. And there is also a toggle to allow you to interact with yourself or not. Now there's also a hue shift, so if you go into body and lighting, you can change the color of the avatar to whatever you want. I think light blue looks really cool. There's a skin tone option. There is a boob size option. This is halfway. This is smallest, and this is largest. And there is a brightness option. This is at 15% by default, which will make it so you're not pitch black in certain worlds, like not just like completely one shade of black because you're so dark. You can put it also up in certain worlds. Sometimes you want the brightness to be even higher, so you can turn that up all the way. In this world, it won't really show because it's already a very bright world. But there'll be a brightness slider for those worlds where your brightness is kind of off. And there's also an emission strength slider, which is at 50% naturally. But you can turn that up. As you can see, my emissions gotta get cranked up. And you can also turn it all the way down and turn emissions off completely. Now, there is DPS set up on this model, or TPS. If you know what that is, it is there. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it, but it's there. DPS, there is a DPS menu with 6 different DPS options. We have hair. You can switch the hair to long hair. A bunch of hair options. You can change the main color. An emission strength to the hair. And you can hue shift the emission strength as well. Just something subtle. And with the short hair switch, you can also change the color of the under hair. And you can also change the main color hair. And again, you can change the emission. And you can turn hair color on and off. And that also hue shifts. That is basically everything. Sorry if it sounds like I'm in a bit of a hurry. My trackers are about to die and I don't have much time to film this. But you can turn off everything on the model. You can turn off the case. You can go fully just bare body. So everything that is on can be turned off, basically. The toggle for everything. Turn off the case if you want. You can turn off all the weapons. My full body, I think, is dying. No, we're good. You can turn off everything. So everything can be turned off the model. You can mix and match the way you want. But I think I got basically everything I wanted to show you guys, and especially for her main weapons and her bike and stuff. So yeah, that is it for me. Thank you guys for watching. This has been an amazing journey just making this avatar and going through all the ups and downs of making a project that really challenges you, because let me tell you, the reason it took 8 months was not just the avatar itself, but because I had absolutely no knowledge on the Unity side, and most of this avatar's work was on the Unity side. So not only did I have to learn everything in order to make it work, but then I also had to put in the work to make it, to set it up, right? So it was the fact that I was teaching myself and also getting some help with some people in the VR Lab server, and also a good friend of mine, slightly seasoned, just slightly, who helped me with a lot of 3.0 Unity stuff. But I really had to basically just trial and error it and learn mostly myself, which was a huge task. I mean, when I tell you the Blender and the Substance Painter, so the texturing and meshing side, making all the Scratch assets took 2 months. And then the other 6 months was just Unity, which kind of just shows how much went into I had to learn on the Unity end, and then having to actually set up everything and make it work properly so it's synced properly. It was insane, just insane journey. And honestly, I'm really right now, like, I'm rushing right now to make this video because my trackers are gonna die. I don't have much time, but yeah, I'm just really happy I can get this avatar out for you guys. She is like my life's work right now, basically. Like 8 months on one project is the longest I've ever done anything. So yeah, all I can say is even better things will come in the future, and I plan to keep on improving and making cool stuff that hopefully you guys have never seen before. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Again, Discord's in the description if you have any questions. Gumroad is also in the description if you want to purchase her. That's it. See you guys later.